Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Finally, as you guys can see, I have an amazing guest here with me, my wonderful husband. It's been so hard bringing him here. Can you guys remember how many times I've told you, send me questions, we will do a video. After everything, my oga will be busy or he will not be in the mood. Today is the day the Lord has chosen, and finally we have gotten him. Although we're in a hurry because there's so many things we have to do immediately after this video. So from the title of this video, you can see what we're about to talk about. I'm not really sure my husband exactly knows what we're going to be talking about, but I think he kind of has an idea. So over to you.
Well, I think we're talking about things men do that women don't like, right? I think that's why we are here.
Yeah, something like that. Actually, I wanted to name this video something very catchy, but I changed my mind. I wanted to say men are scum. My husband tells us why. So this video was supposed to be very serious, but the kind of messages I was getting were very unserious things that husbands do. That's kind of annoying. So let's not waste too much time. Let's dive into the video. Before I go into anything serious, first of all, you guys, sorry I have kata, just manage my voice the way you see it. First of all, I would like to know one thing that I would say 80% of men do this. Why do you guys spend a lot of time in the toilet? First of all, and I'm talking of your husband and your husband and your husband, and you that is watching, yes, your husband does it. So let one of them tell us why.
I don't speak for other people, though. Other men. Well, don't know as if we spend so much time. We spend reasonable time in the toilet, and the reason is because once in a while we just want alone time. And alone time, there's no alone time in the house. There's no alone time in the kitchen or in the sitting room or in other rooms where your children will be chasing you up and down. The only place you can have alone time where they will come and knock and bang at the door and you open for them is in the toilet. So sometimes you might not even want to do anything in the toilet. Just say, I'm going to the toilet, and then leave the children, not necessarily you, but the children. When your head is full, you just go and decongest your brain. Oh my
God.
So yeah.
Okay, so we don't deserve alone time because there's no way. As I am like this, I don't have way to run. Me too, I need alone time, but I don't go to the toilet for that long. I go sharp, finish my business and go to the next thing. But
maybe you should
you
try.
You guys are lucky. You guys are living a very luxurious life.
You can try it as well. Go to the toilet and spend some alone time.
If I go to the toilet, when I come back, I see Daniela carrying Sophia on her head. What will I do? Okay, so now let's go to something serious next. You guys, everything we're talking about is not specifically about our marriage, although there might be one or two things, but then I have some messages from Instagram that I have gotten from women based on the questions I asked on my Instagram. If you hear a question, please let me know in the comment section. I've noticed this pattern in relationships, and this is not just I'm not talking of just one or two, like out of 5 people. I'm talking of like 4 out of 5 relationships. I noticed this thing that a lot of men don't want to put in energy into the kind of woman they want. Like a lot of men don't want to build the kind of woman that they want. Most of the time, I feel like men look at other women, other wives that probably are treated nicely, and they see the way these women behave and they wish their wives behave like that. Whereas I feel like it's garbage in, garbage out. If a man is fully in his masculine energy, he's very protective and he brings out all the feminine energy in a woman. So why is it that a lot of time men want to sit and relax in like a resting zone where they don't put in any effort at all, but they still want that woman that is very feminine? I mean, a woman is very feminine, and yet a lot of times there's nobody checking up on her, there's nobody, you know, tending to her emotions, and you know, the husband is just absent. Like, even though he's physically present, but he's absent. I feel like this is a very, very regular pattern in so many marriages of today, especially of our age range, and yet they want that woman that is so wonderful. Please make it make sense.
Okay. First of all, I would like to say that you can drag a horse to the river, but you cannot force it to drink water. You know, if you check most marriages, you know, men will most often times, you know, try as much as possible to put in effort and all that. But when they see that the effort causes fight or disagreements and all that, and arguments, they tend to, you know, leave the woman to be. So you see, most times a woman is doing things on her own, and the man is just, you know, putting off, just staying away, or maybe just, you know, not trying to avoid, you know, disagreement, fights. Just wants peace. Actually, you see, the thing is this: a man has, I know the job of a wife is so enormous, and you know, they have a lot of things to worry about. But
no, not of a wife, more of a mother.
A mother, yes, a mother.
Mm-hmm.
But also the man, so much so the man, he has a lot in his head, thinking about how to provide, how to do this, how to do that. So you see, there are a few things that a man can correct, especially if the foundation is wrong. So you have a wife that, you know, from her upbringing, you know, she is not taught to do a lot of things, or to respect, or to be submissive, or to help, you know, and then you have to do the job. It's quite difficult, and most men would rather not do it. They rather just, you know, not want to start that, you know, that critical task than go into it, because it's going to be a lot of, you know, trying to repair the foundation, trying to work on the woman and all that. So a man that would want to see his wife become a better person will actually put in the work, but most men will not. So the thing is this: at the end of the day, it boils down to how the foundation was for the woman. Then you know, a man will now choose, especially when you're getting married, and then you put your eyes down, you will know if you can really marry this kind of woman or not. If you want to choose a woman that, you know, okay, there are slight issues here and there that you can work on. I'm not saying that you don't have an issue as a man. You also have your issues that the woman will also help you to work on. So anyways, is a cooperation. Marriage is a cooperation. You know, you have to work on each other. So as a man is putting in effort to work on the wife is also helping her husband to become a better man. So but if it doesn't go that way, where, you know, every little thing the wife disagrees, fights, you know, lashes out on her husband, then a man would rather just sit back and then have his peace.
I don't think you can actually know someone completely before getting married to the person. Not even completely. I don't think you can know half of who a person is before getting married, because marriage brings out the beast in you. Marriage brings out the worst parts of you. So I feel like when you get married, if that marriage was a mistake, if you chose the wrong person, when you've already gotten married, you're already in that situation. Your job is to fix it. Like, it's either you fix it or you lose it, or you manage it, which is not advisable. So left to me, I would just say that I feel like men need to do more these days. Okay, so my lord, what do you have to say about men that like to eat fresh food?
If you can afford it, it's good. Of course, if you can afford it, it's good. See,
afford it though. That means a woman. I don't think men still do that.
No, you have to be reasonable as a man. If your wife is not a housewife, she's working, you know, she cannot afford to do that. So you have to compromise. You have to reach a compromise. or you get a chef if you can afford it. So it's either if your wife is a housewife, then I feel fresh food is good. Then then if your wife is working like you are, I don't think you should expect her to leave her work and come and start making fresh food every time. You know, you have to reach a compromise. If you can afford a chef, then all good.
Men, let me tell you, men, do you know, guys, have you noticed that men deceive men a lot? My husband that is talking, that is saying this thing, he does not eat fresh food every time. Oh. He said if your wife is a housewife, she can make fresh. Please, this housewife work, is it easy? Yeah, am I a housewife?
No, I eat fresh food.
I see myself as a housewife.
I eat fresh food most of the time. It's most of the time.
Kids are the one deceiving you people.
So
it's like when I say fresh food, I mean food that has not entered freezer, food that has been cooked, nothing like warming. Food that has been cooked and is served immediately. So if you make that food today, tomorrow you are not eating that food. You make something else.
Okay. So can you check it in a week? How many times do we eat food that has been kept in the freezer? It's not as if I complain. But
yes, no, he doesn't complain.
The thing is this: at the end of the day, see, if you can afford it and your wife is not working, she would want to do it for you in any way. So there's no even need to argue. If she's going to give you the one from the freezer, take it like that. At the end of the day, now she will still want to please you with that good fresh food. You understand? But if your wife is working and you are demanding her, stressing her to break down, that's just the truth.
But wait, I'm speaking on behalf of other housewives because I consider myself a housewife. This thing where they talk.
I'm not asking.
Housewife work is not a small thing, though.
Of course,
children are involved. And even when I didn't have any child, God, this one. Even when I didn't have any child, even during pregnancy alone. So why is it that a lot of men cannot tell the difference in the relationship with their wives? Like a lot of men equate being a husband with being a father, and so when things are not going very well in the relationship with the wife, or maybe in cases of divorce, they tend to turn their back on the wife and the children without considering the fact that just as you are a father, she's a mother. Because I see a lot of men leave children for their wives. Even deadbeat dads are still fathers. But like you can separate from your husband, but you cannot disfather or father. Is there anything like a mother now has some sort of attachment with her children, a kind of love, very strong love with her children? Does it also apply to men, or is it that they choose to open their hearts to the woman and the children, or none of them?
Well, you see, the thing is, like we always say, this is psychological.
That's my.
It's psychological because a man just really doesn't just start bonding. Of course, when the child is born, you feel happy, you feel excited, and all as a man. But the truth is that bond just just come up. So you have to grow the bond. The more you play with your children, the more you get close to them, help them with one thing or the other in the house, their homeworks, one thing or just helping them, grow that bond. And so you see that fathers that don't do those things with their children, find it easy to be disconnected from the whole family when things go haywire. So the thing is, as a father, you have to consciously grow the bond between you and your children. That's just the truth.
Yes.
At a point when my children were growing up, I could say, they are just my children. You're just my children. But now, I see them, I smile, I know each personality. Okay, this person can do this, person can do that, because I spend ample time with my children. So you have to find that time. You have to be conscious about, bonding with your children, growing that strong bond, that connection. And then at the end of the day, you see that there will be love. You know, the thing is, in those days, they used to say that children don't value their fathers. You know, so they spend more time, or they love their mothers. It's because of the time given to them. Children want attention. That's the only way you show that you love them. That attention. There's no other way. If you can buy them the best gifts in the world, if you don't give them attention, you have not shown your love for them. So by the time you start showing that love, that are giving them attention rather, you will see that you will start being connected. In fact, your wife won't be able to, you know, tear you apart, because you will not be able to leave anyway, because you will miss them. Wherever you go to, you will miss that child.
Yes, and it kind of helps the marriage as well.
Of course it does.
A father's bond kind of helps the
does.
marriage. It's true, because even there are times when you'll be so annoyed, or she'll be so annoyed, and you know, it's just the children that
The love for the children, the connection.
Like, or rather, this even brings me back to the next thing I want to talk about. So like, maybe you want to collect money for something, and you need to ask him. You know, it kind of breaks like a neutral ground for you guys to sort things out. So anyway, the next thing I want to ask you, what do you think about a 50-50 relationship in a marriage, where the woman is bringing 50%, the man is bringing 50%, making 100?
Well, I've always considered a man to be a provider. Yes, a woman should support. And that's what it has been in the Bible, from Bible days. You know, a woman is a helpmeet. So yes, if your husband has, is carrying the family financially, you know, you can support with your little or plenty finance, depending on what you have. But you see, if you're going to, you know, split it 50-50, you would also expect that the wife does 50% of the role and the man does 50% of the role, which most times it doesn't, you know, it's not really fair, because one person will do more. That's just the truth. It is very difficult to give 50-50. I think I've always subscribed to the one that you can do the most, or you're privileged to do the most. You go for it. If you are able to provide more financially, you do that more. If you are able to work in the house more, you do that more, while the other party should help. So that's what I subscribe to. You know, if I'm bringing more, and that means I might be working or trying to, you know, find a way to get more money, well, whatever my wife can bring in financially, fine, that's good. Then if she's working in the house or doing one thing in the house, as much as I can help, I help. You understand? So 50-50 is, to me, one person will feel cheated at the end of the day.
I guess what you're trying to say is that if 50-50 is what you're doing financially, the house chores should also be 50-50, right?
Something like that.
Okay, but personally, what do I think about it? If you ask me, I feel like I cannot do 50-50 in this life, and I thank God that I'm not in a position to do 50-50. Not that I don't want more money, but I feel like I would always want my husband to be the provider. It kind of affects the home psychologically. Oh my God. So I don't know how people do it. I was reading something where they said that Gabrielle Union does 50-50 with her husband, and a lot of women do this 50-50 thing. But personally, I can't do 50-50. I feel like if I do 50-50, then that position where you're supposed to be, I don't know how I will put you in that position where you're not actually providing as much as you can. Forgive me, but I am not very understanding in that area. In fact, I choose not to be understanding in that area. 50-50 for anything else, but not providing. And yes, I am being biased, but this is just my own mentality. But then again, there are men of these days that they don't do 50-50. They cannot do 50-50. They cannot bring anyone at all. Many men are very lazy these days. I don't know why. They don't work, they don't do anything, and their wives will go and work and submit the money to them. What do you call that? Do you call it submissiveness, or what will you call it? What do you think of a woman that goes to work and submits her salary to her jobless husband?
Okay, so the thing is this: if you are going to, as a man, sit at home and not find something to do, and you expect your wife to go and work, first of all, you're a lazy man. That's just what I would say. So the thing is this, men are supposed to be providers, and any woman that is going to be working and submitting money to her husband, probably if, for example, he loses his job and then you see that he's trying to get another job, and you know that this person will definitely is not the kind of man that will be lazy enough to keep collecting money from you, fine. If that is yes, for a period of time. But any man that will do that, first of all, that woman is enabling the woman. You have seen that this man is a lazy man. There's no vision, there's no ambition. He's just there because he's the father of the children, and he's at home with them. And then you think that's not your position. You're not supposed to carry the weight of the house financially.
But yes, and have you noticed that when maybe a man is having like a downtime moment, and the woman kind of provides, like, let's assume he lost his job for a period of time, and then she pays the school fees, and then the rent comes and she's able to raise the rent. A lot of times the men will now start using style to remove their hand. That's how it starts. Before you know it,
any reasonable man will not be comfortable.
It's even subconscious. They won't even know when they're doing for her.
Forget being subconscious. Any reasonable man will not be comfortable seeing his wife taking the responsibility that he is supposed to take care of. It is a pride for a man to provide for his house. It makes me happy when I'm providing for my family. So, I feel bad if I cannot handle some necessities, some needs in the house. So, any man that would be comfortable, happy to collect his wife's money, spend it, and not feel shame, then the man is a lazy man, and the woman is enabling that behavior. You should go out and work. They say there's dignity in labor. No matter what you do, let something come in from you. Might not take care of the whole thing, but let something come in. You will not go and steal, of course, but it should be a skill that you can use to get something in your house. Let your wife see that you are putting in the efforts. Then start praying for something better. That's what I would say about that.
Okay, so I have another question, that is something that is very popular. Too common. Why do you people like to sleep? Is it that we cannot sleep, or were you guys built differently? Like, was your sleep cycle? I don't understand. Why is it that you people like to sleep and press phone? Those characters, they destroy marriages. Too much sleeping and too much pressing phone.
I would say that if your husband is sleeping, you know that your husband is not someone that is a lazy person, and someone that walks in the house or does some things for you or goes out to work. If he's sleeping, you leave him alone, let him sleep. When he wakes up, when he enjoys the sleep, you see that he will become very active. That's just the truth. There's sometimes a man is pressing his phone doesn't mean that he's playing. A man can be calculating, doing one thing or the other on his phone, and you feel that he's wasting his time. No, he's doing something important. And sometimes a man can be researching on his phone, trying to brainstorm and get ideas throughout the night, and he's sleeping in the morning, and then you see this man is always sleeping. So let your husband sleep. Let him have a good sleep. Then you would be happy for it, because when he frees himself with that backlog of sleep, you see him active in the house.
Okay, then let me ask the last one. Very, very okay. So let me ask you the very last one. Why is it that a lot of times, you know about love languages, and everybody has their own love languages, the way they want to love, the way they want to be loved. And a lot of times women show you their love languages because that is what they want to receive from you. But I've noticed that if we demand from the men, this is how I want to be loved. So let's take, for instance, my love language is quality time, and I'm trying to tell my husband, this is my love language and this is the way I want to be loved. But he's feeling like, I don't have time, I cannot give you time. What I can do is, or rather his actions are saying, I can buy you gifts. that is somebody else's love language. Like, this is what I can do. Whereas I'm telling you that this is what I want, this is how I want you to love me. This is what you will do that will make me feel most loved. Does that make any sense? Like, this is what you need to do to make me feel loved by you. And then you are doing the one that you feel is okay for me. Do you know that a lot of times this is a problem? Because communication doesn't let us say it, but like body language always says it. Like, these are the things I like, these are the things I don't really care about them, and then you're loving me the way you want to love me, not the way I want to be loved. And it goes both ways as well. So what do you have to say about it before you start asking me your own question?
Okay. What I would say is, you see, there's a place of compromise in marriages, or in your marriage. You cannot always get 100% of what you want. If not, the home will suffer. Something will suffer somewhere. If you're asking for ample time from your husband that is supposed to be very busy, or has some things that he's doing, and then of course I'm not saying he should not give you time, but I'm saying he cannot give you the amount of time that you require to be maybe that will satisfy you. There's that place of compromise, knowing that probably later in the future, when things are settled down, maybe probably has gotten to a place of less work, or maybe more people working for him, or maybe you start a business and and all that, then there'll be time to there'll be that quality time given to you. But if you want it now, probably your husband is working for a company, and then he's doing maybe 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, and then he comes back from work very tired, and then you want quality time from him. He now has to stay with you. It will not be, first of all, it will not be in his it will not give you 100% of his time, of his energy, because he's very tired. And then you will not like the way he will respond and play and all that. So the thing is this: reach a compromise. This is what I can get from him right now, hoping that in the future I'll get something better. So
manage the love. Okay, so thank you very much for answering my questions.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for watching up until this moment. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. We are going to be doing another video where my husband will be asking me about why women do the negative things they do. We'll do that very soon. So guys, click the notification bell so you know when next I post this video, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.
Ciao.